All right. I think gave everyone a couple minutes to get logged in. We have people on right now, so welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you guys for joining us into our AI webinar series. This will be the first in many AR or AI webinar series that we will have. So be on the lookout for additional logins where we would go from basic to more custom prompts to RPAs and all the other features that Vsimple can access using your AI features here within the system. So just some cleanup stuff. So you see a chat there. You can ask questions throughout the webinar. We have people manning the chat, so go ahead and feel free to ask your questions. You don't have to wait till the end. At the end, we'll surface a few questions and answer those questions as a group. So I'm going to start with a little presentation. Just a quick PowerPoint here as we go through. So process automation, how disciplined companies win in the AI era here. So everyone on here is our current customer base that may or may not have AI enacted in your systems. So if you're looking for more AI features and things that you would want to do, you can reach out in the chat, or if you don't have them, still reach out in the chat. Your account manager will reach out to you. But what we're going to go through here is how Vsimple uses AI basically in the platform here. So everyone, like I said, everyone's a current customer. What we have is setting the groundwork in the process in order to use AI effectively. Having disparate systems or data in multiple systems that are all jumbled up can sometimes cause the AI to not give you the right answer. So if we look at what Toyota did by creating a process, right? They didn't create better cars. They created a process. They redesigned how work worked. They standardized the work. So just like you all were doing as we implemented your process, you've already taken the first step in that, right? To go through and get everything going. Again, tools didn't save it. People didn't save it. The process discipline did. Everyone on this call has a set process within Vsimple, and that process can help us use AI tools even better today. So again, the process advantage, I think most of us are in step 3 right now. So we simplified the process by going through our discovery. We integrated one way to do things, clear ownership, clear handoff, notifications, all through the Vsimple platform. We've automated all these processes that can be automated, and now we're trying to accelerate that through the platform using AI or process automation. So again, AI is a force multiplier, not a fix. If you don't have a standardized area with your process, with your data set that allows for the AI to go and get the right answers or the right keys, you'll still fail with AI. That's why a lot of the times when you see it, people are using that and the AI models hallucinate or they try to find the wrong answers. They come back with incomplete answers. It's because the data sets that individuals are using are in disparate systems. So we leverage that by creating the process within Vsimple and then using the AI to accelerate that process. All right, so today what we'll go over is just the basics here, file parsing. So what is file parsing? Parsing is taking data from outside sources, whether it be an email, a file, Excel, PDF, Word, a picture, and taking the data off of that and automatically placing that data into data fields where now we can aggregate that data across the platform. We'll also review the summary tab, so where you can go in and see the summary of a record and see what was going on from start to finish, ask questions about that record, and have that at your fingertips without having to scroll or look through the record. And then just a quick sidebar view of the agent where you can ask it questions, get me up to speed, or even compare documents within the record. So if you wanted to compare a quote document to an invoice document, you can go ahead and do that, or two separate documents to see the differences between those documents. All right, we'll jump right in to to the product here. All right, so we'll walk through again the basics. Some of you will see that in your system, you do have the VAI agent activated. Again, if you want the VAI agent activated, you can reach out to your account manager. I will populate the account managers here, or through the chat, or through email to your normal Vsimple contact. So parsing can be done in multiple different ways. A lot of the clients are using this now to create records. So everyone knows how to create a record within the system. You pop here in the top right, and you create a record by clicking create. Sometimes there's anywhere from 10 to maybe 40 data set points that we would want to fill out and get for this creation of record, with a bunch of rules set to ensure that the right data is being delivered to the right people. Instead of having your group go ahead and type in that data and key that data, which can lead to incorrect data or a time-consuming process here, what you would want to do is click from this auto file here. That'll give you a pop-up there where you could drag and drop any document or picture or anything within your computer here. Browse your computer, upload that file, select the file type, whether it is a quote, an invoice, or anything there, and move forward there. Once you do that, the AI would then analyze the document and find the most relevant data on that document and fill the relevant fields here. As you've seen in the animation there, you could go back and see what the AI actually populated. You could fix any of those items or add any additional details that the agent did not pick up. Once that happens there, you can go ahead and hit create. And then that's how we would create an opportunity or a record or anything in the system automatically within Vsimple without having to key that data if the data lives somewhere else, like on an Excel sheet, a Word document, a picture, or anything of that nature. You could also parse within the record by clicking on the three dots and allowing the agent to go ahead and read the document. So you can use it as an update. So similar use cases for acknowledgements, invoices, additional documentation that comes after creation can be added here and can also be parsed and filled in the system. Our next series, we'll talk about custom prompting. So that'd be on the 30th of June. And if you attend that one, that'll show you how to run all of this parsing in the background. So to go ahead and upload this documentation at any point in the process, any type of document, and then write agent prompts to say, hey, pull this date or this number off of this document type as it gets uploaded within the system. So then we don't have to trigger the upload. The work is being done on the background for you, and then also can trigger automations so that when those dates are entered, we can notify the proper people that the system has updated the information and also moved the record to the appropriate channels. So summaries. Summaries are a way to go ahead and see what's going on in the record. If you go ahead and into your Vsimple instance and clicked on the VAI summary tab here, again, if you don't have the agent activated, you will not see that currently. But if you do have the agent activated, you would click on the VAI summary tab and it will give you a quick summary of the record, who created it, what collaborators are there, what's happened, and what the latest changes were. If it is a long record, obviously you would have more of a summary, and that is a way to go ahead with the long project timelines to not have to scroll through the activity stream and get a quick rundown of what's happened, when, how, and who made those changes. From this summary page, you can also ask it follow-up questions. So if that summary did not give you the clear and precise data that you needed, you can go ahead and ask it a follow-up. You can ask who made this change, when this change happened, did this change happen within a certain time period, was it accompanied by a file, what data sets have been added since the last time I logged into this order. Those type of key information points that we can garner here without having to look. As you can see, sometimes aggregation of data can get clunky, but using this agent to see since the last time I logged in, what changes have happened within the system, so we can get a clear, concise summary of those activities, whether I did those activities, whether someone else did that activity here in the system, so those collaborators. As we move into the sidebar, there's multiple agent sidebars that you can access. The first one would be on the workflow page. And in that sidebar, you can go ahead and ask it a question about the entire workflow. Quick searches such as find me a serial number, find me a keyword, find me all the records that I am a collaborator on that I haven't reviewed in the past 30 days, so on and so forth. The agent that you're looking at here, the sidebar, is right on the record. This record agent can ask anything about the record. It can also go out and ask or enrich data from the web. So if you wanted to add addresses or contacts that you could find on the web, you could also ask that question right here. But here on this example is we're going to compare two documents within the system. And this would help us to see if, a quote and an order matches, or two legal documents match the same process or the same wording here. So you can complete a spec check or a comparison by adding this information here. And what that sidebar would do then, again, is go through and check both documents and give you the differences between those documents, where those differences are, a summary of the discrepancies, so that you can go through and see what's missing from document to document, if the changes that were made took effect in the new document from the old document, and allow yourself to not miss key changes from step to step. If you find yourself asking the same question over and over in the summaries, that is what the custom prompting that we will go over on June 30th will take effect, where we can compare these or do a spec check as those documents are added. So if I added the original document and the updated document, the system behind the scenes via a custom prompt will automatically run and compare those two documents so that we can have a summary of those key discrepancies. It can post those discrepancies in a field or within the activity stream, and also notify the proper people if there are discrepancies. So you can set up those prompts to run in the background to ensure some of the work that you need to be done doesn't have to be keyed, or we don't forget to be triggered within the platform. All right, again, we went through the file parsing. There's three ways to parse a file like we talked about. You can parse a file or an email directly in the create stage. You could also do it within the activity stream of the Vsimple record at any point in the process. That could be triggered, again, manually or via an AI prompt or a custom prompt. And a third way that we didn't show here, which would be a little difficult to show, is you can send an email to a dedicated email box that we will read all documents attached to that email and also the body of the email, and use that to fill in your create document. So that could be forwarded either from a CRM, an ERP, or directly from an individual themselves or the customer. And we can use that to create the record within the system. Again, everyone knows there are Vsimple account managers here. You could also use the chat feature to reach out with questions on how to implement this within your use cases and how it better fit your use case. We could also go through custom prompting and also work through some of the nuances of creating the agent within the create stage so that it pulls the right data. Some of our documents are a little convoluted where they place data sets that are similar within multiple places of a document so that we can write the right prompts and the right settings so that the data gets pulled over correctly the first time without having to make any changes within that. It would just be a review and then a create to help you save time within the system. So please reach out to your account managers if you have any questions or use the chat as we go through, as you go back and start to think about what it is you can do to better utilize the agents that you currently have, or if you are looking to accelerate the processes that you've already created. Again, if we go back to the steps of the process here, right? Everyone has already taken the steps to get all the way to number 3 here. You've already committed that, you've already simplified, you've integrated, and you've dedicated yourself to a process and process improvement. So what these agents do is they just accelerate what you can process, how long it takes for you to process, and then also ensure that the process is being followed and you can go through your entire workflows knowing that nothing has been missed through the process. If anyone has any questions, we can open it up and do a little Q&A session. It could be pertaining directly to your use cases if you have it, or to any of the content that we covered within this webinar. So a question was posted in the chat from someone here that from Jacob. A lot of you know Jacob here at Vsimple. So he asked, how can we leverage the resources tab in Vsimple to make VA work better? So in the resources tab, there will be things about the agents that you could leverage, but you could also add your documentation. So your SOP, your go-to-market strategy, if you're using it as a CRM, and put those documents there in the resource tab where you can now leverage the sidebar agent to ask questions about the processes that live outside of Vsimple, or a pricing document or anything of that nature on that lives outside of the system or outside of the process, so that the team can follow the same process. So how do I attack a certain opportunity in a certain industry? If you have that game plan, you can add that to the resources tab, and any employee in your organization can go ahead and use the agent to ask that question on how do I, what's the game plan to attack a company of this size in this industry, and use that game plan there so that you know they're following the process that you've outlined in your SOP. All right, Tim Smith asked, can data captured in a record for a specific customer be used to populate a new record? Yes, it can be. That's more of a custom automation prompt, where if we've created a record within Vsimple using the agent or using the normal keying methods, we can use our automation prompts to create a separate record within the system, or a linked record to another workflow. So for example, if a customer ordered a piece of equipment in one workflow and you need to rent them another piece of equipment until that new piece of equipment arrives, you can go ahead and click a button within Vsimple that will then lead to the rental workflow and create that request right to the rental team without having to rekey any of that customer data. And the nice thing about linking those things together is when the new order is ready to ship to the customer, we can then advise the rental team to go ahead and pick up that rental piece of equipment. that ensures that the communication between departments are there without having to remember to send an email. The automations within the system will go ahead and trigger at the correct times so that everyone is in the know and nothing gets left behind. So Paul asks, does Vsimple have an API that would allow me to connect to other applications where data lives in our workflow? Yes. So we have APIs that would allow to connect. We connect to most major softwares and ERPs, so your ELCs, your business centrals. We could even do Quipware and other softwares out there, Sage, NetSuite, any of the big ones. We do also connect to QuickBooks. Method with is a CRM within QuickBooks that we can connect and get data flowing through the system. The cool thing that we're going to come out with our agents here in the next few weeks is a RPA processing system where if the system that your data has or your data lives does not allow for API connections, we usually would handle that through a secure file transfer. But in that, you would have to set up queries or send the data at a periodic time. Here in the next couple of weeks, we'll be able to do some RPAs, and that's robot process automation, where we would be able to go into those systems without an API and pull the relevant data that you would need and surface that data within Vsimple, but then also do it the opposite way. We would also use Vsimple to create records within those systems that are standalone and don't allow for normal API connections. Wayne asks, will AI take an Excel spreadsheet and build out the contact information into a custom record? Yes, that would either be done right there on the create screen, Wayne, where you would create it through the contacts web page. You could also take a picture if you're out at a event or a seminar, that you could take a picture of an individual's business card and create a contact right then and there. Vsimple is optimized for your mobile device, so you allow it to access your camera, take a picture of that business card right there with that create screen and hit create, and it will create the contact, pull that information out from that business card or that Excel spreadsheet all the way through. So yeah, and it couldn't, Wayne's follow-up, can it be attached to a specific customer record? And the answer is yes, that you can pick the customer, or if the customer is listed within the Excel document or on that business card, it will link to the right customer record that you have set up in your customer flow there in Vsimple.